Good morning, I'm Jeff. I'm a sewer tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 525 Chicago Street Southeast here in Albany. We're located in the basement of the home at the split level. We're pulled the toilet down here. We're going through a 3-inch ABS flange as our point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Currently have water running. Here we go. Here at 53 feet out, looks like it's transitioning over to clay pipe here. It would appear to be 4-inch. It's kind of hard to tell in this transition if it's switching to 4 or 6. And I think it's transitioning here to concrete pipe. The problem up ahead here is this, it looks like you have a joint that's either separated or offset. I think some small roots are coming through here at this spot too. Unfortunately, I don't know if my camera is going to go past this point. It's running right into this joint here. I'm going to go ahead and locate the camera head and see where we're at. Alright, I was able to pick up the signal from the camera. We're actually beyond the rear fence line right now, so it looks like the line is headed to some kind of easement. So I'm going to pull back here a few feet to get on this side of the fence line. But yeah, unfortunately, due to the offset joint there, you saw my camera running into that. The camera just won't pop over the top of that, unfortunately. It looked like when I got right into here, we may have had some small root strands. It's really hard to say. There's a lot of junk that's collected right there in that spot. But I thought I could see some root strands. Either way, I would recommend repair here to correct that joint. Most likely, generally when a line hits the rear fence line like that, usually they don't go that far beyond it before hitting the easement. So it's hard to say. You'd have to contact the city to get records to find out how far the line goes beyond the fence. Right up ahead there at this angle here, it looks like I might be able to see kind of an oval opening into a main lateral or easement, but without being able to get up there, it's really hard to confirm that. It looks like we may have a small root intrusion coming down that little white line. There's like 2 strands there on the left side of the pipe. Looks like we might have some small roots coming through there. Nothing that's affecting the flow currently. The offset joint here is affecting the flow more so than those roots are. But it's hard to predict what those roots are going to do, if they're going to stay just like that or get bigger. I'm going to locate right here at 53 feet at the transition from ABS. There's a decent chance that right here where it transitions, this might actually be where the responsibility of the homeowner ends. So definitely contact the city and look into that. But this is likely about as close as I'm going to be able to locate to that spot there where I couldn't get past. I pushed back forward while the camera was paused here. I wanted to mention one more thing. There's not just an offset joint here. It looks like there's a hole that's worn through the pipe there, or it's about to wear through in that particular spot where my camera is getting stuck. So anyway, I would recommend a repair there. Unfortunately, I can't get on the other side of the fence line to locate its exact spot. I did reel back here and locate it at the transition from ABS to clay pipe. And this right here is smack dab underneath the rear fence line. So I have a white paint marking showing where the pipe's running through the fence. The depth here is between about 4 and 5 feet deep. I do have 5 feet written on the ground out there. And then, you know, obviously beyond the fence line here, the line runs to about 57 feet. So about 4 feet or so beyond that is where this spot is at. And I would recommend looking into who's responsible for which part of the line. Anything that comes along with having an easement. Now, but it looks like based on the amount of debris in the line is still functioning. There's no major debris buildup in the sewer pipe. But having a line with that kind of damage going on could allow roots to penetrate if they haven't already. It's really hard to tell right there at that particular spot and turn into a root ball, especially because that opening there is pretty much right in the flow line. Do have a little bit of standing water here in the line. This little belly is, I think it's about 5 feet long, roughly. The water level is not more than a quarter inch there. It doesn't even come to the bottom of the camera lens. And I see no debris collecting there at that spot to warrant a repair. I wouldn't really expect that to affect the flow very much anyway. It's a very small belly. Generally, you see debris collect once you get about 3/4 to 1 inch of standing water for, 5 to 10 feet of sewer line at least. Anyway, I'm pulling back through the under the floor here, just about to reel the camera all the way out. Everything leading out to that point there, it looks like at 57 feet we have some damage to the pipe, likely a hole in the line there, or it's just about to open up to the ground anyway. And then just behind that spot at about 56 feet, it looks like we may have a very small root intrusion. Looks like everything is, for the most part, is flowing past those points okay, as the line is very clean. There's no debris collected throughout the line, but I would recommend a repair out there to correct the broken pipe. And again, it looks like all the old pipe there, the clay pipe that has the small roots and possibly a hole in the pipe, or my camera's getting stuck, that is beyond the fence line. So you would have to get locates performed in order to locate that exact spot. And I would also look into how long the line is. It's very likely that just beyond where my camera stopped up is the terminus for the line. That's usually how easements are set up. But it's important to make sure there's not 50 more feet of pipe that you need to get scoped as well. We can't get to. Anyway, out to 57 feet, it looks like the line is still functioning, but I would recommend a repair. And a rescope to, as long as there's not just a foot or two of pipe left after that spot there, I would get a rescope done at some point to check the rest of the line that we can't get to.